You know, I get asked a lot of time about leadership, business leadership, personal leadership, just leadership in general. It seems to be a huge problem in this country. And quite frankly, if you look at the political system, leadership problems. Won't go down the political road other than to say leadership problems. And as I sit here thinking about leadership and why there's so many leadership issues, I see so many problems that create this. One of the biggest ones is this has become such an immediate gratification world. You know, it's interesting because now we point our fingers at millennials and we say that millennials are the problem, right? They're self-centered, selfish, all kinds of negative words around them because they want immediate gratification. And you know, what's interesting is, you know, not long ago, I'm shooting some content like this, and we use this Dragnet video from like 1962, where this old guy, looked like Colonel Potter or something, probably the same guy, sitting here talking to these young kids who would right now be like in their 50s, and he was talking about how they want things right now and how they're so selfish and how they want immediate gratification. And now I look at us and that same group of people now saying the same thing to millennials. You know, it's true that we've always wanted immediate gratification. And it's gotten worse lately because we have these things called cell phones. We have this thing called Facebook, Instagram, Insta this, Insta that. I mean, you don't even have to roll up a window anymore. You push a button. You walk up to a millennial drive up alongside a millennial in a car and do one of these things. They're going to look at you like, what in the world is that? Oh, sorry. And then they're going to know what you're talking about. So the challenge is not millennials. The challenge is that we've become such an immediate gratification world that we've lost this concept called fulfillment. This concept that takes time, energy, and effort to put forth something that you can be proud of. We just think that we're going to go do something in 30 seconds and we'll be proud. And there's no sweat equity in it. You can't go do something in a month even and really feel amazing gratification. You want something that's gratifying and creates a legacy? It's not going to get done in 6 months, a year, even 2 years. It could be 5 or 10 years. Look at raising children. Do you just go pop them out of a box and all of a sudden they're a teenager? Or do you have to go through this whole process? You know, the way it was designed. Call it God, call it the universe. I don't care what you call it. It's this process where you start with something really small. A baby, an infant, and you try and mold it into something, and this thing called free will screws it up. And then somehow you're supposed to influence them. But sadly, the way the world's right now, parenting isn't even good. Let's talk about leadership relative to parenting. How many parents have leadership in their family with their children? Few. Because instead of doing the hard things, we turn on a movie. We send them to a friend's house. We expect the schools to babysit our kids. We expect a nanny to do it. Where's the leadership there? How about relationships, marriage? You know, I hear recent stats of 65% of marriages end up in divorce. I always thought it was 55, but they were tracking that since like 1984. If you go to something more recent, it's 65%. Perhaps it's a leadership problem there. Perhaps instead of dealing with our challenges, what do? We just bail and exit. Instead of going to our significant other and taking a stand and going, you know what, I'm going to stand for this relationship. I'm going to lead us. I'm going to lead by example, by being somebody that you could be inspired to be with. But what do? Nah, I'll just trade this one in. You know, it's just a piece of paper I sign. It's no big deal. Leadership is a huge problem in this country. It's a huge problem in this generation. It's a huge problem in this time. And it has all kinds of businesses struggling, has all kinds of businesses looking for answers in terms of leadership. And every guru out there's got, you know, a 6-step system to leadership. I don't see it. Because people aren't living it in their own personal lives, they aren't going to live it in their businesses. How you do anything is how you do everything. If you can't lead yourself, how can you lead an organization? You know, I hope to get an opportunity to talk more about leadership, personal leadership, how it plays a role not only in your personal life, but in your organizations, your relationships, every bit of it. Because I think it can absolutely change lives. And there's no doubt in my mind that with good leadership principles, ones that take time, energy, effort, fulfillment will come, change will come. But you better be able to lead right here first, starting with yourself. I look forward to getting to chat with you more about this. I hope you've enjoyed this content today.